If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
Welcome back, WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and WNST.net. We are live at Super Bowl XLIX. Luke, that is?
Super Bowl 49.
All right, I'm just trying to do the math, make sure we're all right. We're here in Phoenix, Arizona. We are on Radio Row and the Fan Gallery, and being blessed to visit with some young old-timers. Is that fair to say, Charlie Brown?
That's fair to say.
You know, when I Googled Charlie Brown, obviously you came up second.
Okay, not first?
Not first. I mean, I'm old enough to remember you running. I'd say this. I've never been a Redskin fan. I'm from Baltimore, right?
Okay,
so,
well, I understand that.
You understand that? But I will say, back in the era when they wore the gold pants,
yes.
you know, that was more your era, the Billy Kilmer, you know, Sonny Jurgensen days. They look good, and they've revived that a little bit. And I see him run around out there, and I literally, every time I see him, I think of your era because those were, you know, you're wearing a Redskin alumni thing, and I only let Doc Walker get away with that. I don't let anybody else get away with that. Welcome in, man. How are you?
Man, it's great to be here. I'm doing great, and what an excitement to be here at Radio Row and for Super Bowl 49.
I've never met you at a Super Bowl here. How many for you? You come to
gosh, I don't. You know, I've really never been to a Super Bowl since I played in it. You know, I've just been that way for whatever reason.
A lot of players are that way.
I always go to the festivities leading up to the Super Bowl.
It's parties.
Well, not
There's
parties.
usually food involved, though. You can admit it.
Well, yeah, lots of food.
Food and beverage.
Lots of food and lots of friends, former teammates, and guys that I played against in the league. You
know, I've been covering the league for over 20 years now. I mean, the Ravens been back in the league. I think it's 21st, 22nd Super Bowl for me. And one of the things we've seen year after year is we've seen players on the struggle, you know, financially, physically, all of that stuff. And more than that, just the game taking things away from people. Now we're at the point where we're trying to educate people to make sure those things aren't happening. Guys aren't getting injured, trying to teach kids the right way how to play football. And I know that that's one of the platforms you're here promoting.
Oh, absolutely. We're definitely promoting you know, parents, kids, coaches, the right aspects and techniques in which to play football. There's a movie that's out now, and I urge, you know, all the parents, children to go to our website and download that movie and take a peek at it.
It is called The United States of Football. Lots of players here promoting it this week. Luke and I have talked to a bunch of people about the film. How were you taught to play football? I mean, I got to think when, you know, in the 60s, you're out there and feeling the way. And what drew you to football as a kid? Because I think in that era, a lot of people were playing baseball, playing basketball, playing different sports, boxing even.
Yeah, I think, you know, the community has a lot to do with it. But definitely I had a lot of big brothers, and, you know, I was the youngest.
Hey, you're from South Carolina, right?
I'm from South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina. And, you know, my brothers, they were all excellent athletes. My community and everybody lived to die to go to St. John's High School on Johns Island. And, you know, I wasn't indifferent.
But it was a football school.
Absolutely.
Well, it's a football state. I mean, the whole South. I mean, that's my mom's from South Carolina. My mom's from Abbeville.
Yes.
On the other side of the state.
Football town.
Abbeville.
Big rivalry. Batesburg, Leesville. My nephew graduated from there. Abbeville is the real deal.
Really?
Yes,
all right.
yes,
See, I'm learning. Well, it's closer to Clemson. So
Absolutely.
When I was a little boy, we would go down there, and everything was an orange tiger paw.
Right.
And Luke knows I was allergic to that, being from Maryland and all that stuff. But the website is Past USA, P-A-S-T. I'll make sure people get that right because I keep saying Past USA. People might think P-A-S-S-E-D. PASTUSA.com. Former Redskin. We're not holding that against Charlie Brown. He is here right now. Go ahead, Luke.
Charlie, I don't want to belabor the point, but clearly the Redskins, lots of talk about the nickname. Does it bother you hearing that just as a former player, knowing the tradition, but also acknowledging there are lots of people who have a problem with the nickname? What are your thoughts on it?
Well, I've been asked that question like a million times.
I'm sure.
Since I've been here at Radio Row. And, you know, it's a very touchy situation. It's a very touchy subject matter. But, you know, I can only state how I feel. And I think my teammates that I played with probably feel the exact same way. I know Daniel Snyder, you know, the Redskins owner, have done an excellent job reaching out to the Native Americans, and he has gotten a great response, you know, from, you know, what I've seen and heard on TV. You know, I don't know what Native Americans feel like. You know, I don't have their feelings. You know, I can only describe what my feeling is like. That logo is everything to me. You know, when I put anything on with this logo, it means everything. I'm very, very proud of it. We're the only franchise in NFL history to have a fight song after, you know, our mascot, if you would say, and we look up to that song. So we admired the people. We admired the Native Americans. So I just hope that, it can become a subject that will cease at some point, even though, you have to give the respect out to whoever has the concerns of the logo.
Charlie Brown here from Past USA. Tell me a little bit more about the film and about kids. You got kids?
I have two sons.
They play ball?
One of them graduated from Georgia, SEC,
okay.
and he played football there a little bit. And the other one lived in Dallas, Texas. I don't know why he chose Dallas, but
I don't know why I said a guy picks Georgia and the other one picks Dallas. I mean, that's crazy.
No, but Dallas is a great town. I was only kidding. And I've been there several times to visit him. And, I love Dallas. He loves Dallas. So, I'm very happy for him. But, playing football, I remember when my sons began to play football, especially the youngest one, Marquise. I really didn't want my son to play, because it was such a physical sport. And, I had, a lot of injuries, playing in the NFL.
You remember what Monday mornings felt like, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
I remember what Monday morning felt like. I remember what treatment felt like, going in the whirlpool. But it's part of the game. And at some point, he continued to ask me. And at some point, I had to make a decision whether or not I was going to let him play. And I felt like it wouldn't have been fair to him, because I played. My mom gave me the authority to play. So, I let him play. But what I did, and I don't know if a lot of parents have done this, I went to every practice. I told the coach he's not going to have any contact with any practices or games. He's just going to dress out, enjoy the environment, because I don't think he was ready at that particular time.
Well, I guess the president talks about it, right? And we're here at the Super Bowl and all the deflate gates going on, all that. But kids are playing football all over the country. And I certainly in Baltimore, since the Ravens came, I definitely seen the last 20 years more kids playing football than were before. It was a baseball community.
Yeah.
I mean, you're familiar with that, being in Washington. Washington was the football community. Baltimore was a baseball community in your era. We're talking about 70s and the 80s and that period of time.
Yes. And also, let me say this. I know there have been some talk about there's this large percentage of kids not playing football and wondering if football is going to be around. Football is always going to be around. Trust me on that.
Well, I guess at the NFL level, the whole country's captivated by it, and certainly from your play.
Yes.
The last 30 years since you played, everything's gone toward football. Our conversations in sports radio, I've been on the radio 23 years. It went from baseball to football, but I think there's a legitimate argument. Even a guy who played in the league didn't necessarily want your kids playing the sport.
Oh, absolutely. And like I said before, but the great thing about this film and about what we're doing, speaking to the kids, we're going to give our experiences, playing football, the beginning of playing football, what the contact sport is like, and, give them some advice on, like, for an example, how to prepare for a concussion, make sure you're having the right equipment, make sure coaches are out there looking out for their players every play, because if somebody get nicked, take them out the game. And then you have to go through the medical treatment process of the concussion test. So there's a lot of things that is being done right now that's going to help that situation.
But when you went across the middle, I'm sure on the field from the time you were a kid, take his head off, right? I mean, that was what the word was back then. You don't hear that as much anymore. And I think when you see what concussions are now and the protocol going on, everyone is aware of that. Maybe even when you were playing, it wasn't top of mind. It wasn't. How many concussions for you?
Well,
that you know of?
Well, right. Now, I'll give you an example. And, this was told to me by a physician. She told me that I had the equivalent of 387 car accidents.
What?
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yes. Yes. And, of course, the way I got involved with PASS was because of my illness. I was suffering a great deal from depression, from headaches at the time I thought was just migraine, but they were chronic headaches. And, they just don't go away. So,
You doing okay now?
Today I'm having an awesome day.
Okay, good. Since you're with us.
Yeah, today I'm having an awesome day. Some days it's not as good, but what helps me out a great deal as far as my brain is concerned, you just got to keep your brain involved in exercising. I volunteer coach football at Kingstree High School in South Carolina, and dealing with X's and O's, dealing with youngsters, so to keep your mind going. So that helps me out a great deal.
You still live in Charleston?
I still live in Florence, South Carolina.
Florence, right? It's right over I-95 near Myrtle Beach.
And
I know
Charleston is about 2 hours. My mom still lives there, all of my family. So, I go back home about an average of 2 days a week.
I have never been to Charleston.
Beautiful
and
place.
I've never heard a bad thing about Charleston, ever.
And Charleston, South Carolina, is the #1 tourist place in the United States.
Well, I've heard that.
So you got to go there. And you got to go see the Angel Oak tree. The Angel Oak tree is located on Bohicket Road off of Johns Island, where I grew up. It's the most beautifulest tree I've ever seen in my life. And I think there's only one tree like that in the United States. I'm
going to Google it. Give it to me again.
Angel Oak.
Angel Oak Tree.
Yeah.
All right, Angel Oak Tree, Charleston. I'm putting it in. This is the best part of being old like this and having the internet. I can. They're Angel Oak Tree homepage of the God of all trees. Angel Oak Tree.
I was raised about maybe 5 minutes from that tree. We used to go on it and play. And, they secured it now.
They don't want anywhere near the tree.
Look
at this tree.
Pretty cool.
Awesome.
Pretty cool.
It
looks like a person. It looks like a car.
Yes.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, and that's the only tree like that in the United States. Now, I've heard talks that there might be one more in Louisiana, but that's something special right there.
Charleston, South Carolina.
Absolutely.
There's another excuse. See, we had Spencer Tillman a little while ago talking about I've never been to Tulsa, Oklahoma. So I like having guys on or places I've never been because I'm looking to explore a little bit in 2015.
And you got to go downtown Charleston, man. They have the best food.
That's what I've heard.
Yes, indeed.
I'll come hungry. How about that?
Okay, that's the way to go.
Charlie Brown, former Redskin, here for PastUSA.com and the film The United States of Football for Kids. Playing football, learning football the right way. And this is the best part of having these guys, a little knowledge. I never knew about the Angel Oak Tree. Now I know. You see, you're promoting some good stuff here.
Absolutely, man.
Charlie Brown here from the Washington Redskins. I will not hail to the Redskins. I am from Baltimore.
But Baltimore has done a great job, man. I have a lot of respect for the Ravens. I mean, they're an awesome football team.
Purple's the color of royalty.
Yes,
remember that.
Absolutely. And I love the way how they play football. Very aggressive, very physical.
And maybe if the Patriots weren't cheating and taking the air out of the footballs, we would have been maybe.
Well, they got a good rivalry going, too.
You got anything you want to say about the air and footballs or no?
Well, to be honest with you, I just think it's comical. Honestly, it's ridiculous. Why even bring something like that up? That has absolutely no outcome of the game. And then really they can't prove who did whatever they did to the football. Really, it's even a useless subject to even bring up during the Super Bowl.
We're having fun talking about it.
Oh, I know. Y'all are killing it, man. Y'all having an awesome time.
Charlie Brown here for Past USA. Good having you on, man.
Thanks, Charlie.
Awesome
I get a little and when I'm in Charleston, you're going to take me out for some of the local cuisine there.
Absolutely.
All right, Florence, South Carolina, here to Phoenix, Arizona, and around the world. We are WNST.net. You can find Luke at WNST.net. I am Nasty at WNST.net. Twitter, Facebook, and, of course, out on the web for the newspaper, the text service, and all the cool stuff we do, including the Listen Live button brought to you by Ron's Automotive. All brought to you this week by Charles Newsonoff. Charles Newsonoff Jewelers in the Paring Parkway area. Stop by, see Sydney. And, the Lombardi Trophy is silver. He's got silver. He's got gold. He's got it all over there if you're looking to do something nice for Valentine's Day for your sweetheart. Charles Newsonoff will get it done for you. Also brought to you by Continental Title. And our pal Billy Yerman sits in with us from time to time. You can learn more at WNST.net and AM 1570 about how they close deals and get it done for you at Continental Title. We're back for more live on Radio Row here in Super Bowl 49 coverage at XLIX. I'm going to get that right by the end of the week. Luke's going to have me learning Roman numerals. We are WNST.net and AM 1570. How would I do 1570 in Roman numerals? You got any idea? Yeah,
I'll get back to you on that.
Work on that during the break. We are WNST Towson, Baltimore, and we never stop talking Baltimore sports.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.